Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back to another Wasted Again in GlitzyFritzyVille basket. And I've got some good stuff here coming in. The things I used for a month that are going out, what I think about those products now, and anything that I have emptied at the end. If you're interested in that, just keep watching. The eyeshadow primer that I'm going to use, you probably guessed it, it's staying. I pulled this in midway through the last box, and the reason was because of this, which is also leaving. This is the Makeup by Mario. Let me cover that mirror. As you can see, I've given this thing a pretty good workout. So initially, I did like that product. I gave it a good review, but I started noticing through using palettes that I know very well, like that one, that either the shadows were becoming old and they weren't having as much payoff, or there was something going on with the eyeshadow primer itself. That is when I pulled in this stick to see. From then on, the only time I used the Makeup by Mario primer was, and this is how I will continue to use that product because I really do love the product, but not under eyeshadow. I like this product for when I'm wearing no makeup, to take away this discoloration so that I look like I'm not half dead when I run up to the Kroger. And I usually go into that shade, but sometimes, as you can tell, I come across it and blend it together. And then I look like a normal person who's had a little bit of sleep, but not under eyeshadows, unless you don't care if you're robbing some of the pigmentation. So now the eyeshadows. I decided that it's time to pull in my Pat McGrath, the one in the green package. This is the only one that still exists with its outer packaging. And it's only so I can tell this from the Divine Rose. So you may recall from past videos and declutters that I got rid of several Pat McGrath palettes. I just determined they were too sparkly. But this one here was actually my very first one. It was given to me by a friend. It's survived because I love it so much. And yes, there is some sparkle in this, but there's also some very beautiful daily kind of mattes that I think I'll get good use of. And I'm also going to pull in the Lancome Beige Brûlée. It's absolutely beautiful and everyday kind of eye, and I want to get some more use out of this. So while I'm putting on my eyeshadow, I'm going to talk to you about the palettes that I did use, and they were Sigma's Untamed. This is what Untamed looks like now. We got a little bit of dentage going on. There's a lot of shades in here now that you can no longer read Sigma on. During the 30 days with it, I found that I don't like this to be my only palette because not every day do I want to wear these shades. Do I still love this palette? Absolutely. And this one here, you know how I feel about it. I am getting ready to hit pan on Mantis and maybe Fire Butts. I did promise you guys that if I pulled that palette in, I would use the Untamed more. And I did. That's how I got the opinion that I love Untamed still. I love Sigma's eyeshadows, but that particular color story is not an everyday for me. All I'm doing is a combination of both of the palettes I pulled in, both the Pat McGrath and the Lancome. Okay, when it comes to eyeliner, we have 3 coming in and all of these leaving. And what I learned this last month is this is too many eyeliners to be having in here. So the 3 Urban Decay eyeliners, yeah, this one got used a couple of times. Alkaline, that one did. This one got used once, this one got used once. I mean, I'm not going to make any serious dent in them if they only get used one time. I still like them. They're going back in the drawer. This one by e.l.f. got pulled in because it's brown. After the one that I had in here from L'Oreal, I discovered was dried up. So that brings us to our first wasted product. It got used a couple of times. I think I sharpened it once. This got used a whole heck of a lot though. The Makeup by Mario, and it's an okay eyeliner, but you know, I can get an okay eyeliner at the drugstore. This will go in the waterline and the tight line, and it will be very creamy and stay there for about 4 hours, and then it works its way out like any other eyeliner I put in there from anywhere else. Sharpen on one end, it's got a little brush on the other. I've got an eyeliner in here that I just discovered in the NYX video. Let's just go ahead and use that today, and we'll talk about the other ones. It goes in very creamy like the Makeup by Mario. This one's in chocolate. Does it come out? Yeah. After about 4 hours, out here on the outer corner where I always lose it, it comes out. In that regard, it's like the Mario one. However, it's a lot cheaper than the Mario one. I want to spend some more time with it so that I know for sure. Here is one by Give Beauty. I love it. It's the blue one. It's gorgeous. And I'm going to pull that in here because I miss it. I also miss the black one in Spiderwebs. And then I'm going to pull in this Artliner from Lancome. It is in blue. Here's Give Beauty's blue, and there is Lancome's blue, and both of these will brighten up my eyes. When it comes to mascara, and I'm going to do that off camera so that you don't have to watch, because this kind of video takes me forever to do, are all these mascaras. I'm not opening up a new one to bring in here, unless I'm doing something for a review later in the month or whatever. I'm just still working on all these mascaras, and the ones I'm putting on today are these. The little one down here, and I'm trying to use up this primer with the Sky High. So I'll be right back. You remember the ridiculous situation that we were in with the eyeliners last month? Well, I'm going to get ridiculous with brow products this month. This is all coming in. We're going to talk about these two at the end. I thoroughly enjoyed brows this past month. The NYX Micro Brow is going back in the drawer. I love that still. I'm going to keep my NYX not bend and snap. It's lift and snatch. I'm going to keep this in here. I like it a lot. And in fact, I might as well just tell you, when I pulled that in last month, I actually pulled a new one in because I thought that I would use this all up. This little thing just keeps going and going. We'll put that in there in case I do like run out of it. This is my YSL Touche Éclat pen, and I use it to clean up under my brows. This is also staying in the box, but coming in, we're gonna do some different stuff. I just want to find out some information. That's why we have so many. My Give Beauty pencils, and the reason is because I pulled Most Def out in a recent video to show you guys, and I can't tell if this thing went bad or if it wasn't agreeing with something else that was going on with my makeup, but I want to see, and so I pulled these in. However, there's a good likelihood that these are going to get trashed, okay, because they may be no good. I'm going to go ahead and pull in this Goof Proof pencil that Benefit just sent me. They just sent me a whole new box of stuff. But anyway, I'm going to pull this 2.5 Goof Proof in here to spend a little time with it and make sure that this is really a good shade for me. They also sent me this. In fact, I'm going to take back what I said. I'm going to put the Touche Éclat up. And in place of it, I'm going to pull in Highbrow. When I told you guys that I gave Benefit some constructive criticism, one of the things I gave it to him over was this. This was one of my favorite products that you made, and I will never buy it again because you went and put a duo end on it. You put a champagne color on the other side. I just want a whole pencil of the linen pink. Well, I'm going to give this a run for its money over a month and see, have I changed my mind? Do I recommend it? Whatever. And the brow gel, I'm going to bring in the e.l.f. Brow Lift and its little tool. You can kind of tell that I've used it before and that I like it, but you know, I just want to see if I spent some time with it, what would happen? And I've also pulled this in. This was kind of a disaster, scary thing for me to use in the NYX video. But before I write it off completely, I want to know if I use this as the last step instead of the first step, will I change my mind? So let's do that. So basically what I'm telling you is I'm experimenting with brow stuff this month and I'm pulling in enough that if it goes wrong, I've still got something that I'm not going to hate my brows all month to use. One of you recently told me that this white stuff that's on the outside of this pencil, I don't recall this being on there before. One of you told me that a company told you this was to make it waterproof or travel overseas or something. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. But that it was on purpose. So if you know more about that, we would love to learn. Is that a fact? Is that something you've also heard? Is this something that's done on purpose? And that, I mean, because I don't recall it being there like that when I bought it. It seems to be acting okay right now. So maybe it just didn't like what was under it the last time I used it. See, it's all over this one too now. The concealer I'm bringing in is, yeah, if you watched the NYX video, you know I was a little blown away by this. I just can't believe it. So I want to play with it a little bit more, see what that's going to be like. But I'm also going to bring in this Sigma Color Corrector Duo in case this really goes south because of what happened last month. This Flower Beauty one is the one that brought it in from last month. First of all, this is the wrong color. I desperately need a different color in this. It's too light, so I didn't want to reach for it. But this just takes a dab. And what I found was that with it being too light and it getting as dry as it does, because look at this. Can you see it's already drying down? I just sincerely didn't want to use it. I would like to give this more of a try in the correct shade. And I think that's why I felt susceptible to this. I just had a concealer mess going on this last month.
This was an impulse buy at the CVS. I saw it and went, ooh, I used to love you. I wonder if I still do. And I bought it because the Flower Beauty one wasn't getting used. I guess I decided pulling in a new one would be okay.
And I'm not knowing if this product now just doesn't sit right like it did 8 years ago on me. I kind of like it on my eyelids, but not under my eyes anymore. But this, when I used it the other day, I was like, what? How can that be? I'm going to take just the tiniest amount because that's all it takes. Look at that. And I'm just going to tap. Long story short, I was impressed with it the other day, and I want to make sure that this is what I think before I start going, you have to go get this. Look at it. Unlike the flower one, this actually feels like it's a serum concealer. Now, granted, I don't have on my glasses, so maybe this doesn't look anything like what I think it does. One that was coming in before I filmed this next video was Lancome's Effacerne, and I put it back to spend a month with this. So we're going to be trying that out for a month, but if it should happen that I don't want to wear this every day, then I have this as a backup. 2 primers are coming in. Again, you guys are probably getting sick of hearing about the NYX thing, but I was impressed with this. I didn't use this for a long time because I had a misconception about what it was. I thought it was like this marshmallow stuff was just a gimmick. There's actually some good skincare stuff in here. So I want to spend some more time with this, and I'm also bringing in my Tatcha Silk Canvas because I don't want this to get wasted. It's sitting in the drawer like I didn't pay good money for it. Let's put Tatcha on one side, and we'll put the marshmallow on the other. Just want to see. I think you do too. I think you want to see too, don't you? You do. I know you do. This stuff just feels very hydrating.
Both of these primers held on to my makeup all day. As you can see though, one of them will go down matte and the other will stay more dewy looking.
What's leaving? The Laura Mercier Illuminating Primer. I thought that this was going to be the one that was a second choice. It was actually first choice for me because this sucked. This here is a great primer and illuminator. It makes your face like look glowy, and it's a primer at the same time. This is Lancome's Serum Primer. I used quite a bit of it. I'm not going to tell you I hate this product because I don't, but I don't like it as a primer. I still like Le Base Pro. This, however, looks very beautiful on its own. Don't even put makeup over it. Just use it on its own. It looks really good. But I thought that this was a little fussy under makeup, and I don't normally have that problem with a Lancome primer. I went back and forth on the foundations, and I finally decided on these two. My Lancome Tint Adult Ultra Wear. I want to get this going before winter's over because this is an excellent product for me in the winter.
Before anybody says it, I know spring is here, but I mean, before it gets hot.
And I love the regular Tint Doll in the summer. And also this. But what I was going back and forth on was the Revlon one. This one. I bought that because people were saying that it was a dupe for this. And then the Mario video I did came out and it was like, that underperformed. And I'm like, not that many of you cared about the Mario foundation, so why would you give a crap if I had a dupe for it? So I just put that in the drawer. But I wanted to spend some more time with it. You know, this is a dupe for this, but has less coverage, I think. Ultimately, this won out because I don't want to miss my opportunity to use that. So let's do that today. I wish I could figure out a system for finding this stuff out before I spend my money on it. And get this Laura Mercier out. It's staying. Again, I know you guys are probably going, will you please get rid of that? Especially since I broke the cap and I can't ever seem to get it open. But it is staying. I guess at this point, we're just going to see how long it takes to use up. I do like to put it on a few spots because it has staying power. So we're going to hang on to that. Also, what's staying in the box is my Hourglass powder in Luminous Light. I just forgot how much I love my Hourglass powders. But a powder that's coming in is my YSL. Look how much I have. And I hang on to it all the time. I've kept it since I discontinued it. You cannot buy this souffle, but look at it. It's so beautiful. It has a slight pink cast to it. And I save this powder for the very most special occasions. I love it so much. I started thinking about, why am I holding on to that? Yes, I love it, but I would rather use it than it sit in a drawer and then, God forbid, something should happen to me and I never got to enjoy it because I was saving it. I'm gonna quit doing that. I love this powder, my favorite powder ever, and you can never buy it again. So it's in this box, and it might get used up. And if it does, I will just remember it fondly. That I am going to go ahead and bring my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in as a compact version of powder, because I do think that I will go through the YSL. The one that was in there all month, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, was my Laura Mercier Blur Powder, and I think you can see that I was very generous with using it. I love it. This one I bought. It was not sent to me. The foundations that are leaving, and this is going into the drawer where I keep the ones that are pretty much gone.
So I'll let you decide on items like this whether I actually finished it or not. There's really not enough in here to continue using.
But I need them to show swatches. That's where this is going. It's going to live in that drawer. It is my One Size by Patrick Starr. Turn up the base. Beautiful. Love this stuff. My Calorie is in the same situation. It's almost gone. These were the two I focused on for the whole month. And third one was the NYX Blur, which I put in the box because I was really impressed with it. But here's what I found out. I still love this, but I absolutely must be very well hydrated to wear it. And when I say that, I mean an oil, like this Laura Mercier Rose Oil. Not a moisturizer, an oil needs to be on my face to wear this, and it looked good all day. If you are oily, my friend, I think you will like this. If you are dry or combo or normal skin, you better hydrate yourself really good, because in a couple of hours, you're gonna look like the Crypt Keeper. You know, one thing that this box has taught me is that if I spend a little bit of time with it, I might find that there are products that I thought I didn't like that I do. And one of the things is cream blushes and bronzers. Before I started this series, I wasn't spending enough time with cream products, and I have grown to love them. So I wanted to have both a cream bronzer and a cream blush, as well as powder bronzer and blush in here. And so the ones I chose were the e.l.f. I love it because it is cool toned. Look at that. I love that. I think this works really great as a contour. I'm gonna just dip into here. This shade was actually an accident. I meant to get, it was called something Fridays, but they sold out. And so I went back and I got this one. I thought, well, if I don't like it, I'll just call it crap and throw it in the trash. But I do like it. And when I did the House Labs video, I really wanted to keep this out and use it more. I get new makeup, but I can't spend time with it because I'm committed to use what's in the GlitzyFritzyVille basket. So I want to spend some time with this House Labs bronzer and their blush, actually. I have a blush in here that is the same. What's leaving in the bronzer department, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself this month, was this Charlotte Tilbury, and I changed my mind. I have grown to love this cream. It's more tacky than, say, the Patrick Ta one. The Patrick Ta one is silky smooth, but I love it. It's just so beautiful. And the thing is, it's called Beautiful Skin. I can't wait to use that again sometime. And then I would set it with my Sigma bronzer in light. You can no longer read Sigma on there because I've used this so much. Also coming in is House Labs. I just thought that this looked like such a pretty blush the day that I used it, and I want to spend some more time with it. The ones that are leaving are both Sigma. I have the Alice in Wonderland in here. I don't want these imprints to go away because it's Alice. So I stopped using it and focused on this, which is beautiful. It's called Tiger Lily. So pretty. Oh my gosh, look at that. Thoroughly enjoyed using my bronzers and blushes this past month. The setting spray that's leaving is sort of leaving and sort of not. This is actually skincare too. It's Essence of Healthy. I'm just gonna put it like over there with the skincare I put on in the morning instead of putting it in the drawer, but I'm gonna replace it as a setting spray with the new e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. I love the mist on this. I forgot to put on highlighter, but I don't really think I need it. But the one I'm going to pull in is my treasured Dior. It's the pink one. I love this stuff. One of the best highlights that I have is this. And so I'm going to use it. I'm not going to just let it sit in a drawer. I'm going to actually use it. The highlight that I used last month was in that Alice in Wonderland palette. It's that one right there, Tickled Pink. So for lip products, the two I'm bringing in here is Sweet Pea from BK Beauty. I know, what a shock, right? And the new one from NYX that I tried in their video. I have pulled a lot of NYX in here to really give it a go over, haven't I? I have. And here's the BK Beauty one. I'm going to put the BK Beauty one on right now. I love the slant on it. If you want to overline just a little bit and you tend to get overdone, get this liner. It'll help you. I like to lay this down entirely over my mouth, and sometimes that's it. I'll stop there and just do that. I'm bringing in two lipsticks. This one is from Give Beauty, and it's called Screen My Calls, and then this one is New Mod from Sigma. This one is Screen My Calls, and this one is New Mod. And I'm going to take Screen My Calls and put it over the top of BK Beauty Sweet Pea, and that'll pink it up a little more. I'm also going to bring in a liquid lip, because some days I like to do that. This one is from ColourPop. There's that right there. It's called Get Off to Paris. Really, really like it. And I'm going to pull in this Milani Luminoso Plumping Gloss. That's a little too glossy. And these are what's leaving. None of them are used up. I'm not going to pull in a red this time. And this one's going back in. It is from BK Beauty. No it ain't. It's from Give Beauty. And it's the most gorgeous red ever. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. These two lip liners, which were brought in to use with these two lipsticks, I'm going to show you. This one here is by Laura Mercier. It's called Hazelnut Tea. And this one here is by Jacqueline Cosmetics, and it is in Sweetheart. And the lipsticks that I used with them were this one by Kristen Dior. This is called Mitzvah, I think. I would use that with Sweetheart. And I love this, but I'm sick and tired of messing with this stupid cap. Okay. Come on, Dior. You charge this much for a lipstick, and that cap shouldn't have to be like tried to figure out which way it goes on there. This was the one I used almost every day. It's Dirty Talk. I'm going to put that right there. Right there. That is like one of my favorite lipsticks. Don't be surprised if these make the best of the best at the end of the year. Love Dirty Talk. Kind of didn't want to put it away, but I really need to focus on some other stuff right now. Now that I have all my face makeup on, I'm going to finish my mascara on my lower lashes with this. Do my hair. Let's talk about the things that I emptied. This is not empty. It's bad. And this makes two wasted products of this month. You see, this is why we gotta use the makeup. I've told you guys in the past that the way you know that this Monster Big is done is when it flakes. And I think that my mascaras in there from Lancome, some of them might be getting thrown out. I don't know. When I open them, if they do this, they will. This is a pretty new tube of Monster Big, and it's already flaking off in my eye, and that tells me it's old. It's going in the trash. That's a little upsetting because that's not a cheap mascara at all. And then only two other products this time are empty. Unless you want to count the foundations or concealers that I continually put into the swatch basket. I didn't go through anything else, but I did use this up, and I think that this was dry when it was sent to me. This was sent to me by Benefit. It is their Fluff Up Brow Wax, and I actually do like this. Not as well as this, but I do like this product. You guys might remember I told you that they sent me a bunch of stuff, and this was one of the things they sent, and this doesn't put anything in my brows hardly, so I think that it's done. I don't even know how many Benefit 24-hour brow setters I have gone through at this point. I have 2 more in backup. I did not choose to open another one yet because I wanted to use up some things that I have in my brow drawer. So this, you know, I highly recommend it. I've got it on in every video. I talk about it all the time. Like I've told you in the past, I think the winner thing about this is, well, yes, the formula, of course, but it's this brush. It's got these long combs, these short combs, and these flat sides, and It distributes the product perfectly. This, in my opinion, is one of Benefit's finest hours. This is the part where I find out what you guys went through, because we're doing this together, remember? You guys need to be focusing on using up a few of your products as well, all right? So let me know below, what did you finish up? Even if it's just one thing. That's better than just wasting it, isn't it? You bet it is, all right? And I want to let you know also that you're the best part of the Fritzy family. And that if you're not having a blessed day, the way you get one is to go be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya. Bye. And I'm out.
When I just want to quickly discolor. No, I don't want to discolor my lids. Who would do that? I guess if you want to be on The Walking Dead. Oh, so hot. So hot. Why? I don't know. I started thinking about Smokey and the Bandit, and that made me think about a beaver. I don't know why. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, I can't do it every day. Bum, ba, bum, ba, da.
Here you go.
Alexa, I'm not talking to you right now.
I'm not sure.
Well, get with the program. Unless it's just especially... Alexa, shut up! Which was L'Oreal. After I got it in. Can you hear the trash truck? Trash truck, trash truck. I think you suck, trash truck. Okay, there's not a lot of words that rhyme with truck. And because of that, I'm going to go ahead and pull in this goof proof. Goof. Let's just at this point see how long does it take to use up. That sounds like 9 to 5. Let's see how long it takes her to hogtie this sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot.